Hello, dear students and my colleagues. Today I'm going to raise the question how to develop critical thinking among the students, especially at the college level where BS classes are taking place. And at inter level, maybe it is the social sciences group where this video can be helpful. So, my question is, have you ever pondered how this critical thinking can be inculcated, or how the students should be managed in such a way that this thing may be created in them? I have been looking at different kind of orders of the authorities as well as the demand of the society, and found that everyone is asking to develop critical thinking among the students. But the examination system does not like this, because it wants the kind of memorized items to be placed in the examination, because the question papers demand, the examiners demand, and the evaluators demand is the same. So the student, instead of falling behind this kind of thinking of critical thinking about, he or she begins to value for the scoring of highest possible marks, which come without critical thinking. But the issue is that, should we leave our students without finding anything regarding critical thinking, or we can make a little bit effort in the space available to us? Let us see how it is possible. The very first question is that, how does the teacher teach the class? What kind of methodology the teacher uses? If he makes a little difference, a change in his methodology within the allowed parameters, he can still work on developing critical thinking among the students. For example, he should begin his lecture, as I always do, with a question. And the question should be open ended. I mean, beginning with why or how. But the question should not be asked which is beyond the level of the students. With a little bit of difficulty, the question should be from the already acquired knowledge or the social setup from where the students are coming. It reverberates Socrates' style of questioning or teaching, that was through question answers. And as a result, a safe place would be created in order to generate the challenging ideas among the students and by the students. So, the very first step to do so in the allowed parameters is to begin with the questions. The questions can be regarding the syllabic content, or it can be from the social life around us. Similarly, the teacher can also use the process of active learning approach. Instead of teaching the pages of the books, he may bring some problem or a case study in the classroom. We know that a case study means deeper learning, deeper explanation, deeper researches. And same is the case with problem-based learning. And if this thing is discussed in the classroom, I know that always it will not be possible. But whenever it is possible, the teacher should teach by bringing a case in the classroom. And he should initiate the debate among the students, whether the research conducted in the name of case study or the problem has been done rightly or wrongly, or what the students are thinking about this. Similarly, role playing is the best technique to be applied there. Sometimes the student can be made teacher, sometimes he can be made any social status, or he can also be made as the leader of the students. In the same way, there will be a very good technique of bringing in critical thinking by letting the students teach there. I mean, one topic which they have understood separately in the form of groups or in the form of pairs, then the peers should be taught by them. With a deeper understanding, it is possible. So, the second tip or the second thing that the teacher can do in the classroom is to relax a little bit himself and let the students come forward. Whoever, I know all students wouldn't come, but some are there. I have myself found in the classes who would like to come forward. They should be given a chance to reveal what they have studied and what they have learned from those parameters of studies. And then critical thinking can also be associated with reading and writing, as most of our question papers demand the reading of the student, writing of the student. So that is why such things can also be done in the classroom. For example, assign readings with contrasting viewpoints. For example, if we give one paragraph to one group of students and raise one question for them, and then give the second paragraph to the second group of students by giving a different set of question, by giving a question with a different approach. The same question can also be given, but with a different wording, for example, or different kind of meaning, for example. In this way, every passage would be read by the students in a different way to find the answer of a different question or to explore the paragraph with a different perspective. That will generate multiple ideologies and views of the students in the classroom. But then the students mention their point of view. They must learn with the passage of time how to support their point of view or reflection by the evidence from the given paragraph. And in the same way, the third thing about the same paragraph can be done, that we may be trying to find out the bias of the writer, the bias of the reader, or the self assumptions of the reader as well. So, how fascinating it will be an experience in the classroom if, in this way, reading and writing is conducted. Then we can embed critical thinking in our assessment as well. For example, when a teacher assesses, he should try to find out how the open ended questions have been answered, how the things have been done in that way. If the student has done well by answering the open ended question through all ways and means, definitely he has done good. In the same way, the teacher can come up with the evaluated tests and assignments or the tasks and ask the student why and how they have done so. And similarly, the rubrics of value analysis and evaluation should be followed. Then is the metacognition, which means reflection on how problems are solved, that the student should go one level beyond cognition, that they must understand how they have cognited one thing. For example, they should be able to tell the class how they can solve one problem. For this purpose, teachers should come first of all to show the reasoning how the problem can be solved. Then the peer share of reasoning may be done. And after that, the self-assessment and peer review, the student should not only tell why and how they have done rightly or a little bit of mistake has been made or the other people may be pointing out. This metacognition will further raise the level of thinking, which is the core of critical thinking. Then the best thing is not to restrict or keep the student within the limits of their own discipline. Intradisciplinary or interdisciplinary, both approaches should be used. For example, when we introduce interdisciplinary learning, we should connect our topic, our page, our passage, and ask the student to connect also across the disciplines. This is very easy because all the students at intermediate and BS level are reading multiple disciplines, and so they can find out examples or the comparisons or contrast with the other disciplines as well. That will enrich their learning. These concepts from field to one field to the other can be applied. And in the same way, the students should be allowed to roam about for the sake of global perspectives. Not only this, we can bring in technology. As it is the 21st century, technology is the norm of the day. Everybody is using it, literate or illiterate, everyone is using. So to find out diversified opinion, we may divide the class into different groups. One may opt for the blogs, and to find out what is written there about their title, subject, or the discipline. One may approach different forums or different simulations which the people have created on YouTube or other media. Then the teach media, the media literacy, first of all, then should be the norm, that the student should be taught in that way also, how they can effectively use media. And all media may not be correct, therefore the fact checking type of process should also go on so that the verification may take place. Misinformation and bias may also be present on this technology media. That may also be checked. There are many ways to do so. One of the ways, very easy, very workable process, that multiple sites may be checked, multiple point of views may be checked, and in that way verification would take place. And so as a result, the thinker, the teacher, the instructor should also be a model for critical thinking. He should come first of all to demonstrate his reasons for the following of the process of critical thinking. He may present a model before the students, how he thinks about a particular topic, a picture or a principle or a law, how he thinks that, and he may be able to demonstrate to the student that how this thing can be used for developing critical thinking. And for this purpose, definitely one approach is to be followed, that if the teacher, instructor does not know anything or is unaware of that or is forgotten, he must openly accept it, so that the students may follow the same example, that if they don't know, they should say they don't know. Because if we accept that we don't know, then we shall go for research, then we shall go for finding out the facts. And if we are not ready to accept, definitely we won't let the ever developing knowledge enter into our arena. So, in that way, the teacher can be very helpful for the students. He can quote different examples from multiple disciplines, because he is also teaching at different levels, at different institutions, and at different subjects. So, therefore, he can share with the students what he himself is learning. That will help the student develop critical thinking even more easily. So let us have a conclusion that critical thinking develops through practice, reflection, and application. It does not come from outside, it is inside us, and we can do it. It's not the matter that somebody should inject something into our mind, or all the teacher is dexterous enough. The students have also to take part in the learning process. Only then critical thinking can be developed. Therefore, the students should engage in open-ended inquiry, evidence-based reasoning, and problem solving. That can help them develop critical thinking. So thank you for watching all that. If you have understood something, do not fail to hit the subscribe as well as the like button. So see you in some next video.